I'm sitting on our worn-out couch when Frank walks in, reeking of cigarette smoke and cheap whiskey. My stepfather's face is twisted with that look I've learned to fear, the one that means he's lost big at the casino again. Mom stands behind him, arms crossed, her expression cold as ice. "Maya, we need to talk," Frank says, dropping into the armchair across from me. His voice is too calm, like he's rehearsed this. My stomach tightens. Nothing good ever starts with those words in this house. Mom won't look at me. That's when I know something terrible is coming. "You're getting married," Frank announces, like he's telling me what's for dinner. "Tonight." The words don't make sense at first. Married. I'm 22 years old, working 2 jobs to save for college. "What are you talking about?" My voice comes out small, scared. "I owe some people money. A lot of money." Frank leans forward, elbows on his knees. "This guy, he agreed to clear my debt if you marry him. Papers are already drawn up." "You can't be serious." I jump up, looking between them. "You're selling me. Like property." Mom finally meets my eyes, and what I see there chills me to the bone. No sympathy. No motherly protection. Just cold acceptance. "Don't be dramatic, Maya," she says flatly. "It's just a marriage. People do it all the time for practical reasons. You'll be fine." "Fine. You're marrying me off to a complete stranger." Tears burn my eyes, but I refuse to let them fall. "Not yet. Who is he? What do you even know about him?" Frank waves his hand dismissively. "He's some guy Marcus knows. Quiet. Keeps to himself. He wants a wife, we need the debt cleared. It works out for everyone. Everyone except me." I'm shouting now, panic rising in my chest. "I won't do it. You can't make me." Frank's expression darkens. "You live under my roof, eat my food. You owe me. Besides, the papers are signed. He's coming at 8 o'clock to pick you up." I look at my mother, desperately searching for any sign she'll protect me. But she just turns away. I lock myself in my tiny bedroom, hands shaking as I try to think. It's 6:30 p.m. I have 90 minutes before my life ends. Could run, pack a bag and disappear into the city. But I have nowhere to go, barely $300 to my name. My phone sits on the dresser, but who would I call? My father died when I was 8. His family cut us off after Mom married Frank 2 years later. My friends are all struggling like me. Nobody can hide me from whatever Frank's gotten mixed up in. I hear them downstairs, talking in low voices, making plans for my future like I'm not even a person. Just a bargaining chip to save Frank's worthless skin. 7:45, Mom knocks on my door. "Get dressed. Something nice. Don't embarrass us." Her voice is matter-of-fact, like she's sending me to a job interview instead of a forced marriage. I want to scream, to break things. But I'm so tired of fighting in this house where nobody ever listens. The courthouse is nearly empty at this hour. Just a bored clerk behind a desk and harsh fluorescent lights that make everything look sickly. Frank keeps checking his watch nervously. Mom examines her nails like she's waiting for a bus. Then the door opens. He walks in, the stranger I'm being sold to. He's tall, maybe 6'2", wearing an expensive-looking dark suit that seems completely wrong for this shabby place. His face is unreadable, all sharp angles and cold control. Dark eyes that reveal nothing. He doesn't even look at me. Just walks to the clerk, pulls papers from an inner pocket, and signs his name with quick, efficient movements. The clerk glances between us awkwardly. "Miss, your signature." My hand trembles as I pick up the pen. This is my last chance to run. But Frank's hand grips my shoulder. A warning, a threat. I sign my name, Maya Chen. The girl I was dies right there on that paper. The stranger, my husband, finally looks at me. His expression doesn't change. "Let's go," he says quietly. Frank pats my shoulder with fake affection, smiling like he's just done something wonderful. "Thanks for saving the family, Maya. You're a good girl." The words make me want to vomit. Saving the family. He means saving himself from whatever thugs he owes money to. Mom steps forward. And for one stupid second I think she's gonna hug me goodbye. Instead she adjusts my collar. Try to make this work, she says. Not everyone gets a second chance at life. Second chance. I'm 22. This was supposed to be my first chance. But I can't speak past the lump in my throat as the stranger's hand touches my elbow, guiding me toward the exit. The last thing I see is Frank counting money someone handed him while I was signing papers. Blood money. Bride price. Whatever you want to call it. The amount I'm worth to my own stepfather. The night air hits my face as we step outside. A sleek black car waits at the curb. Not Frank's beat-up sedan, but something expensive. A driver opens the back door. The stranger gestures for me to get in. The car glides through the city in complete silence. I'm pressed against the door, as far from him as possible, watching streetlights blur past. My new husband sits perfectly still, staring straight ahead. Not at me. Not at anything. Just existing beside me like I'm a package he picked up. My heart won't stop racing. Every horror story I've ever heard about human trafficking runs through my mind. Where is he taking me? What does he want? Frank said he wanted a wife, but why? Why would anyone marry a complete stranger this way? Please, I finally whisper, hating how small my voice sounds. Where are we going? He doesn't look at me. Doesn't react at all for several seconds. Then, so quietly I almost miss it. You'll be safe. Don't cry. I hadn't realized I was crying until he said it. I wipe my cheeks quickly, angry at myself for showing weakness. What does that even mean? Safe from what? Safe for what? The car turns off the main road, heading into an area I don't recognize. My panic spikes. Then I see them. Massive iron gates opening automatically as we approach. Beyond them, a long driveway curves through manicured gardens lit by soft ground lights. And at the end, a mansion. Not a nice house. An actual mansion. 3 stories of pale stone and glowing windows that looks like something from a movie. My mouth falls open. What? I can't finish the sentence. Frank said this man wanted to settle a gambling debt. Gambling debts mean desperate people, criminals, danger. Don't mean this. The car stops in front of wide marble steps. The driver opens my door. My husband exits his side without a word, walking toward the entrance like he does this every day. Because he does, I realize. This is his home's older woman in a neat uniform appears. Sir, she says with a respectful nod, then looks at me with curiosity. Welcome, Mrs. Blackwood, my husband says. His first words in 30 minutes. Her name is Maya Blackwood now. Blackwood. I don't even know my own married name. He starts up the steps, then pauses. Maria will show you to your room. Maria leads me through hallways that seem to go on forever. Marble floors, crystal chandeliers, artwork that probably costs more than Frank's entire house. My sneakers squeak embarrassingly with each step. Here we are. Maria opens a door, and I step into a bedroom bigger than my entire apartment. A 4-poster bed dominates one wall, covered in cream-colored silk. Floor-to-ceiling windows overlook the gardens. A private bathroom through another door, all gleaming marble and gold fixtures. There are clothes in the closet, Maria says gently. If you need anything, just press the button by the bed. Someone will come. She hesitates at the door. He's not cruel, miss. I know this must be frightening, but Mr. Blackwood. He's not a bad man. Then she's gone, and I'm alone in this beautiful prison. I walk to the window, pressing my forehead against the cool glass. Beyond the gardens I can see the gates. Locked probably. Keeping the world out. Keeping me in. I sink onto the bed and finally let myself break. Deep wrenching sobs that shake my whole body. I cry for the mother who sold me. For the life I'll never have. I don't remember falling asleep, but I wake to morning sunlight streaming through unfamiliar windows. For one confused second I think I'm still at home. Then reality crashes back. The mansion. The forced marriage. The stranger named Blackwood who owns me now. There's a knock at the door. Miss Maya. Breakfast is ready. It's Maria's voice, kind and patient. I drag myself up, still wearing yesterday's clothes, and follow her downstairs to a dining room with a table that could seat 20 people is already there. My husband, sitting at the head of the table, reading something on a tablet, a cup of coffee at his elbow. He glances up when I enter, then back down. Sit, he says. Not unkindly, but not warm either. Maria brings me eggs, toast, fruit I can't identify. Everything tastes like cardboard in my mouth. Finally he sets down the tablet. There are rules, he begins, voice calm and businesslike. First, no contact with your family. Not calls, not visits. They don't exist to you anymore. I want to argue, but honestly, I don't want to see Frank or Mom ever again. Second, no press. No social media posts. No photos. I value my privacy. You'll respect that. He takes a sip of coffee, watching me over the rim. Third, certain areas of this house are restricted. My office, the East Wing. Don't go there unless invited. Understood. I nod because what else can I do? Can I ask questions? My voice sounds hoarse from crying. He considers this. You can ask. I may not answer. Why? The word bursts out. Why did you marry me? You're obviously rich. You could have anyone. Why buy a bride from a gambling debt? His expression doesn't change, but something flickers in his eyes. That's not your concern right now. Just follow the rules. You'll be comfortable here. He stands, clearly done with the conversation. Maria will show you around. Don't leave the property. He walks out, leaving me alone with my breakfast and 1,000 unanswered questions. The next few days blur together. I wander the mansion like a ghost, exploring rooms that feel more like museum exhibits than a home. Maria is kind but keeps her distance. Other staff members avoid eye contact. I hear them sometimes, whispering when they think I can't hear. The debt wife, one says. Poor thing, married off like that. I give her 3 months before she runs. Another responds. This life isn't for everyone. Debt wife. The name burns like acid. That's all I am here. Payment for Frank's sins. I hide in my room, crying into expensive pillows, wondering if this is my life forever. A beautiful cage with a cold, silent keeper. On the 4th night I can't sleep. Too many thoughts racing through my head. I slip out of my room around 2 a.m., thinking I'll walk the gardens. Maybe the fresh air will clear my head. But as I reach the bottom of the stairs, the world tilts sideways. Black spots dance across my vision. I hear myself gasp, then nothing. I wake in my bed, confused. The last thing I remember is the staircase, the dizziness. Now it's dawn, gray light filtering through the curtains, and I'm tucked under my covers like nothing happened. Then I see him. My husband, sitting in the chair by the window, still wearing last night's clothes. His eyes are closed, head tilted back like he fell asleep watching over me. There's something different about his face in sleep. Younger somehow. Less guarded. You fainted, he says without opening his eyes, making me jump. Stress, probably. Maria called the doctor. He said you need rest and proper meals. He opens his eyes, looking directly at me for the first time since the wedding. You haven't been eating. I haven't been hungry, I whisper. His jaw tightens. Starving yourself won't change anything. Or here. Make the best of it. But his voice isn't harsh. Almost concerned, he stands to leave, then pauses at the door. I carried you upstairs. You're lighter than you should be. Eat, Maya. It's the first time he's used my name. 2 weeks pass. I start eating properly, mostly because Maria watches me like a hawk now. I explore more of the mansion, careful to avoid the restricted areas. And I start noticing things about my strange, silent husband. He works constantly. Phone calls in different languages, video meetings that run past midnight. Sometimes I see him through windows, pacing while he talks, running his hands through his dark hair in frustration. He's not just rich. He's powerful. One night, curiosity gets the better of me. I wait until the house is quiet, then slip down to the first floor. His office door is slightly open, light spilling into the hallway. I shouldn't. I know I shouldn't. But I need answers. Peek inside. The walls are covered with frames. Business magazine covers, awards, photos of him shaking hands with people I vaguely recognize from news. And there, on the largest frame, Alexander Blackwood, CEO of Blackwood Industries. Net worth, $4.2 billion. Billion. With AB. My legs go weak. Frank sold me to a billionaire. Found something interesting. His voice behind me makes me spin around, heart hammering. Alexander stands in the hallway, tie loosened, looking exhausted. And for the first time, something like emotion crosses his face. Not anger. Something sadder. I'm sorry, I didn't mean. I start, but he holds up a hand. Come in. He walks past me into the office, gesturing to a chair. I sit, feeling like a child caught stealing candy. He leans against his desk, studying me. You want to know why a billionaire married a girl from a gambling debt? It's not a question. I nod anyway. He's quiet for so long I think he won't answer. Then, my mother was sold to my father when she was 18. Different circumstances, same result. It broke her. She died when I was 16. The revelation shocks me silent. When I heard about your situation, he continues, voice careful and controlled, I knew what would happen. Men who collect gambling debts. They don't want wives. They want slaves. I bought you to protect you from them. I'm still processing his words when Maria rushes in, looking panicked. Mr. Blackwood, sir, there's someone at the gate. That man, Frank Chen. He's demanding to see Maya. It floods my veins. No, I whisper. Please, I can't. Alexander's entire demeanor changes. His face becomes stone, voice dropping to something dangerous. Tell security to escort him off the property. If he resists, call the police. Frank's voice crackles through the intercom system. I know you're in there, Maya. Tell your rich husband I need more money. Just a loan. I'll pay it back. More money. Course. He sold me once and now wants to profit again. Alexander strides to the intercom, pressing the button. Mr. Chen, you were paid in full. You have no claim here. Leave or you'll be removed. She's my daughter. I have rights. Frank's voice is slurring, drunk or high, probably both. That's my family in there. Alexander looks at me, and I see real anger in his eyes now. She's not your daughter. She's my wife. And you're trespassing. After security removes Frank, Alexander finds me curled up on the library couch, shaking. He sits down, keeping distance between us but staying close enough that I feel less alone. He won't come back, he says quietly. You don't know Frank. He'll find another way. I wipe my eyes. He always does. This is who I've lived with for 14 years. My mom too. They don't care about anything except money. Then we make you stronger than them. Alexander stands, offering his hand. Take it, confused. He leads me to his office, pulling out a chair at his conference table. Sit. For the next hour he talks. About business, about contracts, about how power works in the real world. You've been a victim your whole life, he says, not unkindly. Because no one taught you how to be anything else. That changes now. Over the next few weeks, it becomes a routine. Every evening we meet in his office. He teaches me about corporate structure, negotiation tactics, how to read people. He brings in a stylist who helps me choose clothes that project confidence instead of fear. Why? Ask one night. Why invest so much in me? He looks up from the documents we're reviewing. Because you deserve more than what they made you believe you were. 3 months after the wedding, Frank sends a message. He and Mom want to meet for dinner. A chance to reconcile, the text reads. I show Alexander, expecting him to refuse. Instead he says, accept. But we do this on our terms. The restaurant is expensive, the kind Frank could never afford before. He and Mom arrive looking nervous, dressed in new clothes bought with the money they got for me. When they see me, Mom's eyes widen. I'm wearing a designer dress, my hair professionally styled. I look like I belong in Alexander's world now. Maya, honey. Mom tries to hug me. I step back smoothly, letting Alexander's hand rest on my lower back, a gesture of protection and possession both. Patricia, I say coolly, using her first name. Frank, please sit. Frank's smile is oily. Look at you. So fancy now. We always knew you'd do well. He launches into small talk, laughing too loud, trying to charm Alexander. But my husband remains silent, cold, watching them like prey. Finally, Frank gets to the point. So, we were thinking, family should help family, right? I've got this business opportunity. No. The word comes from me, not Alexander. Both my parents' heads snap toward me. We're not giving you money, Frank. You sold me. That was the deal. It's done. Frank's face flushes red. After everything I did for you, gave you a home, food, clothes. I lean forward and weeks of Alexander's training kicks in. My voice is steady, strong. You mean after my real father died and left me an inheritance? The one you convinced Mom to let you invest? The $50,000 that mysteriously disappeared into your gambling debts? The color drains from Frank's face. Mom looks confused. What is she talking about? But I'm not done. Alexander slides a folder across the table. These are records of Robert Chen's life insurance policy and savings account. All transferred to Frank's control when he married you, Patricia. All gone within 2 years. Frank stands up, knocking his chair back. You have no right. I have every right, I cut him off. That was my father's money. My inheritance. You stole it. Mom opens the folder with shaking hands, scanning the documents. Bank statements, transfer records, receipts from casinos. Her face goes white as she reads. Frank, what is this? It's nothing. Lies. She's turned against us. Frank is sweating now, looking between us desperately. But Mom's not listening to him anymore. She's staring at the proof that the man she married robbed her daughter blind. $50,000, Mom whispers. Robert's insurance. The savings for Maya's college. You said it was invested. You said. Her voice breaks. You said we lost it in the market crash. For the first time in 14 years, I see something like regret in my mother's eyes. But it's too late. Too many years of choosing Frank over me. Too many times she stood by while he used me, manipulated me, finally sold me. You knew, I say to her. Maybe not about the money. But you knew he was hurting me. You chose him anyway. Mom reaches for me. Maya, please. I stand, Alexander rising beside me. We're filing charges. Theft, fraud, possibly more. You can cooperate or you can go to jail. Your choice. The courthouse is packed with reporters 6 months later. Word got out about the billionaire's arranged marriage. And now everyone wants the story. Alexander's lawyers tried to keep it quiet, but Frank leaked everything in a desperate attempt to paint himself as the victim. It backfired spectacularly. Public opinion turned against him hard when the truth came out. The stolen inheritance, the forced marriage, everything. Now he sits at the defendant's table, looking small and scared. Mom sits in the gallery, alone. She's cooperating with prosecutors, hoping for leniency. Take the stand. The prosecutor, a sharp woman named Ms. Roberts, leads me through my testimony. I tell them everything. Finding out about the inheritance 3 months ago, the years of emotional manipulation, the wedding where I was sold like property. And now, Ms. Chen, or should I say Mrs. Blackwood, how do you feel about what happened? Ms. Roberts asks. I look at Frank. He can't meet my eyes. I'm grateful, I say honestly. If he hadn't sold me to Alexander, I would never have escaped, never have learned my worth, never have discovered the truth.